Hello everyone, we will continue the topic ALV by CL underscore SALV underscore table class, and we are covering the double click functionality. And as a part of that, we displayed the data from VBAP table. Yes, after that we use the method get underscore event, we got a object of another class. We simply created the event handler method for double click event of this class, and we registered the event handler method. So firstly, I will show you in the debugging mode that whenever we are double clicking, is our event handler method is triggering or not. If it is triggering, we will simply write the logic to fetch the data from VBAP table. So firstly, what I will do, I will put a breakpoint here at event handler method. I will do double click and we will see it is triggering or not. Suppose if I will give the input and I will simply go for double click. Suppose I am double clicking and you can see, yes, my event handler method is triggering. Yes, whenever double click event is raised, yes, we told SAP that for double click, what is the event handler method? Handler. So it is simply calling the handler method. Now here we will write the logic to fetch that data from VBAP table and we will display. Now again, so many important learnings will come. If you remember, when we covered the ALV by CLGUI ALV grid class, we have a method there, get selected rows. What that method is doing, it will simply giving us the index of the selected row. But if I will go here, suppose if I will go for this event class. In this event class, we do not have a method for get selected rows. Now the question comes, it is compulsory. Whatever the row user is double clicking, we should get that row. If we will not get that row, how I will get the sales order number of that row and how I can fetch the data from VBAP table. So it is compulsory that whatever the row user is double clicking, I should get that row. So how we will do this particular thing? Very easy and new learning. I will go for event. Now we are using double click event. We have parameters here. And you can see we have parameters row and column. So whenever I will just simply take the row parameter, so it will give me the number of the row or index of the row where I am clicking, and similarly column will give the column name. Anyways, column is of no use for us. We want the index of the row. So I will show you how we can use. This is our event, double click event. So how I will use? We have two parameters, row and column. We simply created a event handler method for double click event. And we will simply import two parameters, row and column. It's totally your wish. You can only import row, or if you want to import both, then there's no problem, because as of now only row is applicable. Suppose I will show you both. I'm importing both row and column. So row will give the index of the selected row, column will give the column name where I'm clicking, where the cursor is. So this is the way we will do. In case of CLGUI ALV grid, we use the method get selected rows. But here we do not have the method get selected row, but we want selected row. So because after that only we can write the logic. So we checked in this particular event, we have the parameters. So we simply imported those parameters. Now I will put a breakpoint and show you the values so that we can understand fully. And after that, I will write the logic. Suppose I am giving the input 1 to 5. Suppose I am clicking on to fourth record. If I am clicking on to fourth record and my cursor is on sales document number column, I put the cursor there. Now, whenever we double clicked, yes, double click event trigger. Whenever event trigger, who will handle? Event handler method. And we told SAP that this is our event handler method. Now, if I will show you the row, we can see we clicked on to fourth record. Just see, we clicked on to fourth record. And what is the column? We put the cursor on which column? VBELN column. Suppose if I will execute, suppose I am clicking on to third record. And you can see row is 3, column is VBELN. Now we have the index of the row. So whenever we have the index of the row, we will simply get this particular record. Yes, we can get this particular record. So I will keep this section as it is. And in another section, we will write the logic for the same. Now what I will do, I will open another session. And there I will write the logic. So I will go to SC38. I will go to change mode of the program. This is always the best way to write the logic or to increase your logical skills. Now here I will write the logic. Now this whole data is in which internal table? LT underscore VBAQ. We clicked on to third record. So this row is giving us the index of that record. If we clicked on to fourth record, this row is giving us the index of that record. And at a time, if you see, at a time, we are double clicking on how many record? One record. If we know that we are clicking on to exactly one record, exactly one matching record, so rather than loop, we will simply go for read table. So I will write the logic. Read table. What is the internal table in which we have all the records? LT underscore VBA. Into. I will write WL, the work area hyphen LWA underscore VBA. Now we will read on the index and in which particular variable or parameter you have the index row. So this is the way. So we are reading this internal table, whatever is coming into this row. If it is 3, we will read the third record. If it is 4, we will read the fourth record. If it is 5, we will read the fifth record. Now, we all know after every read table, we need to check for size sub RC condition. If size sub RC equal to 0. Now, we need to fetch that data from VBAP table based upon this. If the VBLN is 3, we will simply fetch the data from VBAP table for VBELN 3. If we will go for this record, we will simply fetch the data from VBAP table for VBELN 5. Now you move the record to work area. It means in this work area, you have the VBELN value. So can we declare firstly a internal table structure for VBAP? We will do that. So firstly, I will declare a structure for VBAP. Types. Begin of LTY underscore VBAP. Suppose we will go for VBELN. We will go for PostNAR and we will go for Matina. 3 columns we will take. This is the data element for PostNAR, and for Matina, the data element is Matina. Suppose I am taking 3 columns from VBAP table. You can simply open the table VBAP and check. If I will go to VBAP, you can see we took these 3 columns. Now I will declare internal table and work areas. This is our LT underscore VBAP. This is our VBAP, VBAP, VBAP. Now I will write a select query to fetch the data from VBAP table. I will write the query. Select VBELN PostNAR Matina. We want to fetch from which table? VBAP. We will store into internal table. And what is our where condition? Where VBELN is equal to this work area VBELN. Because we want to fetch data from VBAP table, whatever the record you are clicking, whatever the sales document number is on that particular record. And we all know input is on the right hand side. Now, in this internal table, you have the data. Now you have to display through factory method. And you all know whenever you have factory method, there's no need to go for field catalog. We will simply copy and paste, and we will just change the internal table. I will firstly use this factory method. Now, rather than VBAK, now we have VBAP, and now we have ALV2. Because it is our second ALV, I will declare a object. Now we have the object of the second ALV. Can I call the display method? Yes, I can call the display method. So I will simply call the display method. So this is our LO underscore ALV2. I will check the syntax, syntactically correct, and I will activate. Now, what is the summary of this particular video? In this video, we have written the logic into the event handler method. First, most important thing, how you will get a row on which you double clicked, because there is no such method get selected rows. So in that case, just go for the event. In that event itself, we have 2 parameters, row and column. Row will give you the index of the selected row. Column will give you the name of the column on which you clicked yes. Then we simply put a read table statement. Why we go for read table? Because we all know at a time we are clicking on to one record, and whenever we know we have one matching record, we should go for read table. And but the index we passed, whatever is coming into this row parameter, and we simply fetch the data from VBAP table. We call the factory method, we got the object of the CLGUI ALV grid, CLSALV table, sorry, CLSALV table. Once we got the object, we call the display method. But please pass the new object. In the next video, I will put a breakpoint. We will understand the full flow in the debugging mode. We will go step by step. If any confusion is there, it will be automatically cleared. So in the next video, we will understand the result in the debugging mode. So that's it in this video. Thank you.